Hello everyone and welcome back to Star Wars The Force Unleashed on Steam. I'm One Sheep yet again, and today people it's time to break out by destroying everything in the room. As you'd expect, it's the most typical way to go. And you see this big glowy thing by here? We need to lift this up, otherwise the doorway that allows us to progress into the later parts of the level will not open. So pull that little plug thing up and this door will become openable, allowing us to walk straight through. And we've actually unlocked the blue lightsaber crystal. As you can tell, that one was actually directly in the way of where we're meant to be going. And dear God, I love how powerful the charged up force push is. It just, it's nothing better than just seeing hundreds of enemies just flail because they have nothing, there's nothing they can do to you. But yeah, you might notice we had the blue force lightsaber crystal, which means the game expects us right now to actually just equip it. Why haven't I? I forgot the cutscenes changed so he has it. So yeah, the next part will be equipping that blue crystal, and things will be fine and dandy. Anyway, in this particular level we are actually introduced to a new type of Stormtrooper Mook, and they have thunder shields. And thunder shields don't work like they do in Sonic. They don't, they don't give the Stormtroopers the ability to shoot, to absorb rings from a long distance. No, what they do is they protect the Stormtroopers from our electrical attacks, and I think our force powers. I could be wrong with that. Don't quote me. We'll see now, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna force push some of them.
Proxy, what did you just do?
And basically, yeah, it's gonna be a fun ride because these guys are, they're actually really annoying to take care of because of that shield. I think it's literally just the electricity that this defends, not the force powers. But yeah, we're also going to be introduced to yet another new enemy type that's going to be quite prevalent throughout the rest of the game. And as Proxy was just talking about that, he's actually sent this spaceship that we are in into the sun. Now you'd think that would be course of error, that would mean, oh god, we got a time limit, we have to beat the level before set time. Don't worry about that, folks, you always have enough time to beat this level, there is no time limit, so there's that. But my dear gods, the enemies in the stage are starting to get a bit more obnoxious, aren't they? Look how low my health is. And that's because they shoot out so many laser blasts. There's no way your auto defense is going to stop all of them. It'll try, but it's not going to. So, yeah, your health may get a bit low from this point on, folks, just because new enemies that you need to adapt to. But one of the best, not best really, it's one of the more annoying things in this. We now introduce also the enemies will have normal shields. Now, normal shields, folks, they basically defend the enemies from normal attacks a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. But any force moves will not work on enemies that have a normal shield on them. So, if you see an enemy with a shield, run up to them and you have to wail on them, otherwise, good luck, basically. But yeah, I don't mind this level. It's a neat little thing. I'm surprised this lift doesn't take us anywhere though. It's very linear. This is like the most linear stage in the entire game. And considering this game is a very linear game in of itself, where basically the game's a hallway. I'll admit it right now. So considering this is more linear than most of the stages, it goes to show how straightforward you go. You just go in a straight line the entire stage and kill anything. But anyway, we're now introduced to the Purge Trooper. An enemy type we're going to be seeing quite a bit from this point onwards in the game, and the Purge Troopers, they sort of act as the heavy mooks of the game. You see a Purge Trooper and, well, good luck, because they don't get what's the term? They don't get knocked back whenever you hit them with your normal lightsaber attacks. And your best way to take them out is using your electric attacks. I've seen a trend here with the electric attacks in this game. So use your electric attacks as much as you can. Every now and then they'll bring up a shield, which makes attacking them really obnoxious. And that's all she wrote. We're going to be seeing quite a few of them later on, basically, and I'll I'll explain the mechanics. Actually, screw it, I'll explain them now. There's two of them here. So they're going to bring up a little red shield. Now, whenever they have that red shield, I don't know how you're meant to bypass it. I don't think it's possible. Because every time I try, I can't hurt them when they have that shield up. I don't know what causes it. I don't know what hurts them, basically. So whenever you get a chance, just wail on them, electrocute them, do whatever. Just make sure and hope they get killed. Now, the Sith electrical attacks are the best way of taking these guys out, and if you have the Force Power Crystal equipped, that gives you electricity damage equipped to your lightsaber. Occasionally, you'll do electric damage just by pure luck, and you see me sometimes do it against these guys, because I have the shreds that lightsaber over here. And every now and then, electric damage will be done to enemies, and it's so good when it happens. I just love it when you do the Force push, though, and it just sends people ragdolling miles away. That's one of the best things about this game, I'll honestly admit it. The level design isn't the best, but it does its job. It's still pretty fun. Like, the levels just basically... They're basically playgrounds in which you have to utilize force powers in any which way you can. But once every enemy's dead, walk up to Juno, and it's cutscene.
Vader said you're dead. But you came back. I've been branded a traitor to the Empire.
It doesn't matter. I don't care about any of that. I'm leaving the Empire behind.
I have to admit, that was a pretty close call.
No sign of any pursuit. We're already light years away from any Imperial forces.
Then what's wrong?
We have the entire galaxy in front of us. And yet, for the first time in my life, I don't know where to go. I hope you have a plan.
We need to rally the Emperor's enemies. And I need to find someone that can teach me the things that Vader couldn't.
Sounds like we're still hunting Jedi.
And I think I know one that might still be alive.
General Kota?
Yes. When I fought him, he said it'd be part of my future. Well, let's hope he was right. Head to Nar Shaddaa.
Princess Leia, it's an honor to have a senatorial observer.
You can drop the charade, Captain Stern. We both know I was sent here as a hostage, to keep my father from speaking out against the Empire.
Then we both understand the situation, Senator. If your father keeps his mouth shut, I'll keep you out of harm's way. If not, you'll become the unfortunate victim of a Wookiee uprising. These slaves are mindless brutes, you know.
Show me to my quarters.
As you wish, Princess.
General Kota.
I paid for this table, so whoever you are, get lost.
I've tracked you across the galaxy, from Nar Shaddaa to Zeost.
And who are you? A bounty hunter.
Not exactly, but I think we can help each other out, Jedi.
I'm no Jedi now. Not since this.
I don't need your eyes, just your mind and everything you know about fighting the Empire.
Hell, nobody fights the Empire and wins, boy.
Well, you better hope you're wrong about that, General.
There he is, over there. Stop right there.
Juno, we're gonna need a pickup outside the Vapor Room right now.
I'm on my way.
Well, you know, Master Coda's alive. Who would have thunk that? I certainly wouldn't have, would I? And good thing we didn't get caught by that. We'd be turned into, whatever the stuff that Han Solo's turned into. I forgot the name of it, but we turned into that stuff. It wouldn't be cool now, would it? But yeah, good old Master Coda turned into a drunk. Who would have thunk that? I know I certainly wouldn't have. Being a Jedi and all, you would have think he would have been, you know, wise and whatnot. But there we go, he's a drunkard now, so that's beside the point. But anyway, we've abused, well, not so much abused, we just sort of neglected to use our upgrades for quite a while. So now methinks it's time to cash in a lot of our upgrade points so we can get a bit more better and, well, do more damage really, get more, you know, be a better person, be a better Sith or Jedi in quotations, because now we're working on the good side, kind of, but not really. This plot is confusing. Anyway, this move by here, the aerial strike, I'm holding on to this for a long time because I've never been able to get that move to work. I've just given up. I don't care. I just can't get that move to work. I don't know how it's meant to be done. And we also get a new variation of the throw move as well, and that's the move that I was talking about, the Sith Slash. Like, there's a Sith Saber Smash and there's a Sith Slash, which basically destroys mini-bosses. If you have the Sith Slash, I recommend getting that as early as you can. Although, at the point that you're watching this part, you probably, if you're playing along with the LP at the time I'm recording them as well, that probably means you're ignoring advice I'll give you later on about earlier in the game because you're playing along with me, and my bad, I guess. But we're going to be sticking with the power crystal for our lightsaber. I never change the power crystal, by the way, folks. The best one, in my opinion, to have is the one that gives electrical let me get my words. Electrical damage. There we go. That worked. But yeah, one of the best things about the stage is the fact we have tons, and I mean tons, of things that we can smash. And we also introduced these brand new Sentinel type goons. They're pretty they're pretty like these Sentinel guys, they can be a bit of a nightmare because what they do is, well, they're kind of like a mini boss in the way they fight. They're very awkward to hurt. It's very wise to just use force powers and abuse that on them, because otherwise they're going to block your lightsaber attacks 9 times out of 10. So there's that. And inside there is an unstable gold crystal, which is I like sticking with the story ones, and sometimes the last lightsaber crystal we're gonna get, which in theory makes no sense, but I'll talk about that when we get to it, like in part 15 or something. But as we're going to go through this, yeah, General Coda's turned pretty pessimistic, I have to admit, since we've had a fight with him, and I don't know why. Come on. Just because you got beat by, as you put, a boy, it doesn't mean that you can just give up on the Jedi ways. How would Hitler feel? Well, why would Hitler feel anything? He's evil anyway. I don't know, I don't know where I was going with that tangent. But anyway, it's got loads of these canisters in this particular stage, and if you can freeze all these enemies in carbonite, that's the stuff that Han Solo's trapped in, carbonite, then you'll get a force sphere. I think you get a power one, I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe it's a talent sphere. Either way, you get a force sphere if you can carbonite 10 enemies, so I would recommend doing that if you're good enough at aiming a force throw. This stage in particular is where the force throw mechanics sort of screw me over, because I'm aiming at people and it doesn't go anywhere near where I want them to. Except for there. When it works, it's hilarious, because people just sort of flail over and die. So there's that. Also, we also got a couple of dashing moves as well when we upgraded our character earlier on, including an electrical dash move where if we push the LB button to dash and we push the Y button, it'll sort of shoot out like a Hadouken shockwave thing for directly in front of you. It's not very it doesn't go very far, but it does a lot of damage, and it's a nice way to stun enemies, you know. Of course, I messed up getting that one force sphere, but fortunately, the stage is actually very short. It's one of the shortest stages in the game. In fact, both this and the previous stages are both the short stages in the entire game. Like, every stage from after this will probably be about another 2 parts each to go through every time, so don't fret, folks. Although we are literally at the halfway mark of the game now, folks. We're halfway there. It won't be much longer until this playthrough is done. Anyway, whenever you see new stormtroopers flying about, the jetpack goons, well, you can actually electrocute the jetpack goons, and as you can, obviously you can electrocute every enemy in this game. I don't, duh. But when you electrocute the jetpack goons, you can get their jetpack. Alright, my vocal patterns aren't working with me. Their jetpacks to short circuit, and when that happens, it's hilarious because they can't do anything, so they're just flying about like freaking lunatics. So they look drunk. It's hilarious. And just like, I don't know where I'm going. Oh. Seriously, when you short out the jetpack goons, it's really useful. And after a short period of time, they will self-destruct and explode, which is very good. I don't know. Whenever you see the jetpack guys, just electrocute them. It's the best way to really take them down. Although sometimes the jetpacks go and mess up, and sometimes they don't. Like, look at that guy. Someone get me off this crazy thing! Oh, he's dead. R.I.P. in peace. Anyway, we're actually going to be coming up to a mini-boss pretty soon. Well, I say mini-boss, but it's more of a normal... Basically, the boss of this level in particular is just going to be a mini-boss later on, and we're going to fight a couple of, especially in the very final stage. So, and honestly, because I don't know why they treat him as the boss of this level, to be perfectly honest. Because he's easy. And no, don't throw him, whatever you do. If you pick up Master Kota, like there, do not throw him off the edge. If you pick up Kota and throw him off the edge, you're going to die, I think. Because I think his death will result in a game over. I could be wrong. I've never attempted to kill him because, come on, it'd be silly to do that. Why would you do such a thing, you know? But of course, after a while, the locals will get in on the fight and they'll start going in these giant walker mechs that makes Eggman sort of blush. And they'll pick up objects and throw them at you, but honestly, pathetic guys. You just use this move, the Sith Slash that I mentioned before, which will stun knock them, making them like nigh impossible to kill you. You're unstoppable when you have the Sith Slash. It basically means you win the game. Seriously, it does. Yeah, I see you. Come on. There we go. What a shocking turn of events. I hope you don't let my explosive personality get in the way. Yes. But yeah, after you killed all the enemies on this last landing platform, a final group of enemies will appear, and the quote-unquote boss of this level. He's not really a boss. Like, they treat him as the boss of the stage, the Shadow Gods, but he becomes a normal mini-enemy later on in the game, so I guess it's just an excuse to introduce yourself to him. But he's kind of like a pseudo Jedi Sentinel guy, so your force powers will not really work on him all that much. The electric ones will, but he has force powers of his own, as you can see. But there, he'll shoot out his pimpalicious purple force lightning at you, and these enemies are the biggest threat. Don't get me wrong, they are the biggest threat out of every enemy type in the game, but I just don't understand why they treat this guy as like a boss of the stage. You know, he gets his own health bar. It confuses me. Although you cannot kill him by depleting his health. At a certain point, you will need to use a quick time event to take him out, because for some reason, I don't know why, you just can't kill him without using the quick time event. It really confuses me why, but there we go. But there we go, stage done. Very easy stage overall.
It's a fool's errand, boy. The Emperor's army is infinite. You'll eventually be killed, or worse. and nothing will have changed.
But wouldn't you rather die on your feet than drown in some cantina?
I don't know. But I do have a contact in the Senate who could use your lightsaber. Where's your ship?
And there we go, folks. Okay, I have to say one thing that annoys me about that cutscene. Starkiller points at the ship. Isn't Kota blind? How did Kota know he was pointing? How did... What? Oh, but I digress. Anyway, when we return next time, folks, we'll probably be on our way to return to Kashyyyk. I believe that's the next level, so... Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!